Okay, so to use Siri to read text to you, you have to turn on VoiceOver. It's under Settings, General, and Accessibility. Then we see there's a VoiceOver option, and we need to set the speaking rate. I would suggest, especially for a student, leave it quite low. Um, Otherwise, it'll be just too fast. They won't be able to keep up to hearing it. Then we turn VoiceOver on, and it'll start talking to you.
VoiceOver on. Settings. Landscape. Home button to the left.
So if I tap on one of
Tap
these things,
once to select an item.
it reads them.
Double tap to activate the selected item. Swipe 3 fingers to scroll.
So if I want to scroll while VoiceOver's on, I can't just use one finger. That doesn't do any good. It just pops the selection around.
Swipe 3 fingers to scroll.
I have to use 3 fingers on the screen.
Rows 3 to 15 of 15. Rows 1 to 10 of 15.
So once you're in the accessibility menus and stuff like this, VoiceOver is quite difficult to use. But if you have just a ebook or something where it's just text, it's a lot better. So once we have our speaking rate set where we want it, we're going to turn VoiceOver off again. So
double tap to toggle setting.
Double tap to toggle
VoiceOver off.
Turns it off. Now that it's off, I'm going to go to a Kindle book and just find a beginning of a chapter here, maybe. Maybe I'll turn the iPad this way. Works a little better like that, for reading anyway. And then the home button down here, if I triple click it, press it 3 times fast, it turns VoiceOver on. So I'll do that 3 times quick, or it asks me which accessibility option I want to turn on. I'm going to select VoiceOver.
VoiceOver on.
Okay, and then if I use 2 fingers and swipe down.
22 into the fray. Biaga's mother whipped out a tube-shaped lantern and switched it on, blasting a beam of light into Jettle's face. With an unearthly yell, Jettle threw one arm over his dirt. His tail crumpled.
Touched it.
Dirt. His tail crumpled. Dirt. His tail crumpled. 22. 22 into the fray. Biaga's mother whipped out a tube-shaped lantern and switched it on, blasting a beam of light into Jettle's face. With an unearthly yell, Jettle threw one arm over his eyes. Bog's mother shuffled aside, and Jettle landed on his stomach in the rocks and dirt. His tail crumpled. Bog smacked the lantern out of her hand, his eyes burning from the glare. The lantern rolled on its side, casting an eerie light onto the rocks. I told you not to hurt him. Bog helped Jettle up, his arm shaking. He'd only seen his father fooled by humans once before, and it had ended with him turned to stone.
So to stop it, I use 2 fingers to touch, and it stops reading. Now, if I want to start again, if I just swipe 2 fingers down,
22 into the
it starts at the beginning again.
Whipped out a tube-shaped lantern and switched it on.
It also doesn't do titles very well. It reads them as if there's no space in between, so it just goes all the way through. And anytime there's like a big B here, so you'll hear it say, into the fray, but Ogs, Ogs or something.
Social event, close. But 22 into the fray. Biaga's mother whipped out a tube-shaped lantern. What he deserved.
So it's really anywhere in the middle. I tap
Bog
once to
smacked the
select
lantern
it,
out of her hand, his eyes.
and it just reads that line. But then if I swipe 2 fingers down,
Bog smacked the lantern out of her hand, his eyes burning from the glare. The lantern rolled on its side,
it continues
casting an
reading
eerie
from
light
that point.
onto the rocks.
2 finger tap to turn it off again. And then to turn VoiceOver all the way off, I triple click the home button again.
Alert. Accessibility options.
Touch VoiceOver.
Selected. VoiceOver.
And
Button.
then remember, when VoiceOver is on, you have to double click to select, to actually activate something. So double click it.
VoiceOver off.
VoiceOver's off, and I'm back to my normal use. It works the same if you're reading something online. So I think I should have, here's an article about the Montreal Canadiens, my least favorite team. I'm a Leafs fan. But they are in the playoffs, so there's lots about them online right now. So if I go to here and I triple click the home button, turn voiceover on.
Voiceover on. Safari. CBCCA. Link. Landmark.
Remember that you have to 3-finger
Page 2
scroll,
of 3. Page 1 of 3.
and it goes
Page
by
2 of
pages,
3. Page
which is
1
kind
of
of
3.
ugly. But if I tap a paragraph,
Name. Brian Flynn's goal was the winner at the end of the Wild second period that saw 5 goals scored and star defenseman PK Subban ejected for slashing as the Montreal Canadiens downed the Ottawa Senators 4-3 in the opening game of their NHL playoff series on Wednesday night. Landmark.
It only reads that one paragraph at a time.
Montreal takes a 1-0 lead in the best-of-7 Eastern Conference Series into Game 2 on Friday night.
If I swipe 2 fingers down,
Montreal takes a 1-0 lead in the best-of-7 Eastern Conference Series into Game 2 on Friday night. The Emoji on-field match featured the first goals as Canadiens by late season pickup.
2 fingers tells it to stop talking. Downside is when you have voiceover on, it's really difficult to scroll and to select things. So I would leave voiceover off until you're in the app that you want and you're on the right page, and then turn it on and use your 2-finger swipe to start it talking. Hopefully that helps.
Selected. Voiceover off. Voiceover off.
And I start again.